The engine roared to life with a guttural cough, but as Bailey slammed the hood down, a crumpled envelope tumbled out from the glove compartment, fluttering like a dying bird onto the oil-stained garage floor. To my dearest Bailey, the one who loves in shadows, the faded handwriting read. Her father's unmistakable scrawl piercing her heart like a forgotten blade. In that instant the world tilted, and the secret she buried for years threatened to unearth itself right there in the dim light of the mechanic's shop. Bailey gripped the steering wheel of her father's old Ford F-150, the leather cracked and worn from decades of hauling hay bales across the Iowa cornfields. It was a beast of a truck, red paint faded to a rusty crimson, with dents that told stories of county fairs, late-night drives to the ER when Mom had her spells, and the quiet rides where Dad would hum Johnny Cash tunes under his breath. Now it was hers, bequeathed in his will after the cancer finally claimed him last month. The family had gathered at the farmhouse, aunts and uncles murmuring condolences while her brother Mark handed over the keys with a gruff nod. "Dad wanted you to have it, sis. Said it'd suit your adventurous spirit." Bailey had forced a smile, but inside, the weight of unspoken truths pressed down like a storm cloud over the plains. She'd driven it straight from the funeral to Cedar Rapids, the nearest city with a decent mechanic. The truck sputtered and wheezed, a far cry from the reliable workhorse it once was. Pulling into Jamie's auto repair, a no-frills shop on the outskirts, Bailey killed the engine and stepped out, her boots crunching on gravel. The air smelled of grease and fresh rain, a typical Midwest afternoon in early fall. A woman emerged from the bay, wiping her hands on a rag, tall with sun-kissed skin, cropped dark hair, and eyes like polished obsidian. "What can I do for you?" she asked, her voice carrying a faint southern drawl, maybe from Texas transplants common in these parts. "I'm Bailey. This old girl's acting up, overheating I think. Belonged to my dad." Bailey handed over the keys, trying not to stare at the mechanic's confident stance, the way her overalls hugged her frame. Jamie, that was the name on her embroidered patch, nodded, popping the hood with practiced ease. "Let's take a look. Might need a full diagnostic. You got time to wait?" As Jamie worked, Bailey wandered the waiting area, flipping through outdated magazines. Her mind drifted to Dad, stoic farmer John Thompson, who raised her and Mark after Mom passed young. He'd taught her to change oil, fix fences, and never back down from a challenge. But there were parts of her he never knew, or so she thought. Bailey had come out to herself in college at Iowa State, where she met Sarah. Their love was electric, stolen kisses in dorm rooms, weekend road trips to Chicago. But Sarah bolted after graduation, chasing a job in New York, leaving Bailey shattered. Back home she buried it all, dating a few guys to keep up appearances in their conservative town. No one suspected. Or if they did, they stayed silent. Hours ticked by. Jamie called her over. Radiators shot, and the alternator's on its last legs. But Hay found this tucked behind the dash. She held out the envelope sealed with yellowed tape. Bailey's breath caught. Her name was scrawled on it in Dad's hand. Trembling, she tore it open. "Dear Bailey," it began. "If you're reading this, I'm gone. But I couldn't leave without telling you I know. About you and Sarah. Saw you two that summer laughing by the creek. Didn't say anything because I figured you'd tell me when ready. But life's too short for secrets, kiddo. Love who you love. I'm proud of you always." Tears blurred her vision. How? When? The revelation hit like a tornado, uprooting years of hidden pain. Jamie watched, concern etching her features. "You okay? Looks personal." Bailey nodded weakly, stuffing the letter away. "Yeah, just family stuff." But as she left the shop that day, promising to return for repairs, a spark ignited. Maybe Dad's gift wasn't just the truck. It was permission to live truthfully. Over the next week, Bailey returned daily, ostensibly to check on progress but really to talk with Jamie. The mechanic shared stories of her own. Growing up in Austin, moving north for a fresh start after a bad breakup. "X was a real piece of work," Jamie said one afternoon, wrench in hand. "Thought she could control everything. Took me years to realize I deserved better." "She?" Bailey echoed, heart pounding. Jamie glanced up, a small smile playing on her lips. "Yeah. That a problem?" "No," Bailey whispered. "Not at all." Their conversations deepened, from truck engines to life dreams. Jamie dreamed of opening her own shop. Bailey confessed her stalled career as a graphic designer, stuck in a dead-end job at the local print shop. The attraction grew subtle at first, a brush of hands, lingering gazes. But doubt crept in. What if Jamie was just being friendly? And what about the family? Mark was traditional, married with kids, and the aunts whispered about proper lives. Then came the conflict. Sarah called out of the blue. "Bailey? It's me. I'm back in town for a bit. Can we meet?" Her voice, once soothing, now stirred old wounds. They met at a diner in Des Moines, Sarah looking polished in city clothes. "I messed up leaving you. I've thought about us every day." Bailey's resolve wavered. The letter burned in her pocket. But as Sarah leaned in, promising a second chance, Bailey saw the manipulation. The way Sarah had always prioritized her ambitions over their relationship. "No," Bailey said firmly. "You betrayed what we had. I'm done." Driving back, fury and relief mingled. She stopped at Jamie's shop unannounced. "I need to tell you something," she blurted. Jamie set down her tools, listening as Bailey poured out her story. The hidden love, Dad's message, Sarah's return. Jamie reached for her hand. "Sounds like you've been carrying a lot. But you're not alone anymore." Their first kiss was tentative, under the fluorescent lights, tasting of possibility. Yet drama loomed. Mark found the letter while helping Bailey clean the truck. "What the hell is this?" he demanded, face reddening. "Dad knew? And you never told us." The argument escalated, Mark accusing her of dishonoring the family. "In this town? You'll be ostracized." Hurt, Bailey stormed out, seeking solace in Jamie's arms. But whispers spread, small-town gossip fueled by a nosy neighbor who'd seen them together. The fallout hit hard. Bailey's phone buzzed incessantly with texts from relatives, a mix of concern and judgment. Aunt Linda, the self-appointed family matriarch, called. "Honey, we love you, but think about what this means. Your dad's legacy. Folks around here won't understand." Bailey hung up, tears streaming, feeling the weight of generations of Midwestern stoicism crushing her spirit. She crashed at Jamie's apartment that night, a cozy one-bedroom above the shop, filled with posters of classic cars and shelves of well-thumbed books on feminism and queer history. Jamie held her close, stroking her hair. "It's okay to feel scared. But you don't have to face this alone." Their bond strengthened amid the chaos, late nights talking about fears and hopes. Jamie shared her own coming-out story. Disowned by her religious parents in Texas, rebuilding in Iowa with sheer grit. "I lost everything once," she said softly. "But I gained myself. That's worth it." Inspired, Bailey decided to confront Mark. They met at the old farmhouse, the place echoing with memories. "I didn't choose this," Bailey said, voice steady. "But Dad knew and he accepted me. Why can't you?" Mark sighed, rubbing his temples. "It's not that simple. The kids, the community. But you're my sister. Give me time." It wasn't full acceptance but a crack in the armor. A small victory in the drama unfolding. Meanwhile, Sarah didn't fade quietly. Jealous of the rumors about Bailey and Jamie, she showed up at the shop one day, confronting Jamie. "Bailey is mine. Back off." Jamie stood her ground, tools in hand. "She's not property. And from what I hear, you left her broken. Get out." The encounter rattled Bailey, stirring old insecurities. "What if she's right? What if I'm not ready?" she confided to Jamie that evening, as they walked along the Mississippi River, the water reflecting the setting sun. Jamie stopped, turning to face her. "You're stronger than you know. And I see you, the real you. That's what matters." Their kiss deepened, a promise amid uncertainty. Romance blossomed. Picnics in state parks, drives through autumn foliage, sharing playlists of indie folk songs that spoke to their souls. But betrayal struck from an unexpected angle. Bailey's best friend from college, Becca, who'd known about Sarah, leaked the story to the local paper under the guise of support. A sensational article appeared. Local woman discovers father's secret blessing on hidden love. It painted Bailey as a tragic figure, outing her without consent. The town buzzed, some with support, others with disdain. Customers boycotted Jamie's shop, calling it a den of sin. Hurt and furious, Bailey confronted Becca. How could you? This was my story to tell. Becca shrugged defensively. I thought it would help show people it's okay. Visibility matters. Not like this, Bailey snapped. The betrayal cut deep, echoing Sarah's abandonment. She withdrew, questioning trust. Jamie stood by her, but tensions rose. We can fight this together, Jamie urged. But Bailey, overwhelmed, pushed back. Maybe we rushed. I need space. The separation was agonizing. Days blurred into lonely nights. Bailey tinkering with the truck alone. Dad's letter her only comfort. She drove aimlessly, ending up at the creek where Dad had seen her with Sarah. Memories flooded. Laughter, first love, heartbreak. Why now, Dad? She whispered to the wind. A turning point came when Mark showed up at her door unannounced. I read the article. And the letter. Dad was right, you deserve happiness. I'm sorry for being an ass. They hugged, tears flowing. Bring Jamie to dinner sometime. The kids miss their aunt. Emboldened, Bailey sought out Jamie. I was scared, she admitted. But I love you. Let's face this world together. Jamie's eyes softened. I love you too. Always have from that first day. Their reunion was sweet, a balm to the wounds. But the drama wasn't over. Sarah spurned spread vicious rumors online, accusing Jamie of unethical business practices. The shop suffered, bills piling up. Bailey rallied the community, organizing a fundraiser at the local VFW hall. To her surprise, allies emerged, old high school friends, a queer support group from the city, even some church folk who preached true love. The event was a success, not just financially but emotionally. As Jamie addressed the crowd, this isn't just about my shop, it's about acceptance in our backyard. Cheers erupted. Bailey stood beside her, proud and unafraid. Yet, high drama peaked when Sarah crashed the event, drunk and confrontational. You think you can replace me? She slurred at Bailey. Security escorted her out, but the scene left scars. That night, in the quiet of Jamie's apartment, Bailey broke down. Why does love have to hurt so much? Jamie held her. Because it's real. And worth it. As winter approached, their relationship deepened, rooted in resilience. Bailey quit her job, partnering with Jamie to expand the shop into a community hub for auto classes and LGBTQ+ meetups. The truck, fully restored, became a symbol of legacy. Dad's gift propelling her forward. Snow blanketed the Iowa landscape, turning the fields into a pristine canvas. Bailey and Jamie spent Christmas together, decorating a tiny tree with ornaments from both their pasts. A handmade star from Bailey's childhood, a Texas Longhorn bauble from Jamie's. It was their first holiday as a couple, filled with quiet joy amid lingering tensions. The family dinner Mark hosted was awkward at first, but the kids' innocent questions, Aunt Bailey, is Jamie your girlfriend? Broke the ice. By evening's end, laughter echoed, a tentative bridge built. But peace was short-lived. The new year brought a lawsuit. Sarah, in a vindictive twist, claimed emotional distress from the public humiliation at the fundraiser, dragging Bailey into court. It was baseless, but the legal fees drained their savings. This is her final revenge, Bailey muttered, poring over documents with their pro bono lawyer from the ACLU. Jamie squeezed her hand. We'll beat this. Together. The trial in Des Moines was a media circus, small-town scandal amplified by social media. Reporters hounded them, flashing cameras capturing every weary expression. Inside the courtroom, Sarah painted a picture of betrayal. Bailey promised forever, then discarded me for her. Bailey took the stand, voice trembling but resolute. Love isn't ownership. I moved on because you left first. The judge dismissed the case, citing lack of evidence, but the emotional toll was immense. Bailey spiraled into doubt, questioning if openness was worth the pain. Maybe I should have stayed hidden, she confessed to Jamie one stormy night, thunder rumbling like her inner turmoil. Jamie pulled her close. Hiding isn't living. And I wouldn't trade us for anything. Romance rekindled through small acts. Jamie surprising Bailey with a custom toolbox engraved with, "To my forever mechanic of the heart." Bailey designing logos for the shop's expansion. They attended Pride events in Minneapolis, finding community that healed old wounds. Yet, Another layer of drama unfolded. Jamie's ex, Riley, resurfaced via email, apologizing for past control and hinting at reconciliation. "I've changed," she wrote. Jamie showed Bailey immediately. "It's nothing. But transparency matters." Bailey felt a pang of jealousy, mirroring her own history. "Do you still care?" "No," Jamie assured. "You're my present and future." To prove it, Jamie proposed a road trip in the truck to Austin to confront her past. They packed up, driving south through endless highways, sharing stories under starlit skies. In Texas, meeting Riley was tense but cathartic. "I'm happy now," Jamie said firmly. Riley nodded, closure achieved. The trip strengthened them, but upon return, a health scare hit. Bailey found a lump, echoing Dad's cancer. Tests confirmed benign, but the fear bonded them deeper. "I can't lose you," Jamie whispered in the hospital waiting room. "You won't," Bailey replied, their love a lifeline. As spring thawed the ground, the shop thrived. Bailey's designs attracted new clients, including a national chain. But success bred envy. A rival mechanic, old school and bigoted, sabotaged their online reviews, spreading lies about shoddy work from those types. The backlash hurt business, forcing tough choices. "We could sell and move," Jamie suggested. They launched a counter-campaign, sharing testimonials from satisfied customers, including queer youth who'd found refuge in their classes. The tide turned, support flooding in. Even Aunt Linda sent a check. "For the shop. Love wins, I suppose." Amid triumphs, personal growth shone. Bailey volunteered at a local LGBTQ+ center, mentoring teens struggling with identity. One girl, Mia, reminded her of herself, scared, secretive. "Your story gives me hope," Mia said. Touched, Bailey realized Dad's message extended beyond her. A ripple of acceptance. But high drama crested when Mark revealed a secret. "Dad left another letter for me. He knew about you years ago, urged me to support you. I failed at first, but I'm trying now." The revelation mended sibling bonds. A family reunited in understanding. As summer bloomed, Bailey and Jamie planned a commitment ceremony. Not legal yet in their hearts, but a vow under the Iowa sun. Friends gathered at the farmhouse, the truck parked proudly, adorned with flowers. "I choose you every day," Bailey said, slipping a ring on Jamie's finger. "And I you," Jamie replied, tears glistening. The celebration was joyous, music and dancing till dawn. Yet, in quiet moments, Bailey reflected on the journey. From hidden love to open hearts, betrayal to forgiveness. Fall returned, leaves turning fiery hues, mirroring the passion in Bailey and Jamie's life. Their commitment had solidified them as a unit, but external pressures persisted. The rival mechanic escalated, vandalizing the shop one night. Slashed tires on customer cars, graffiti reading "Go back to the city." Police investigated, but evidence was slim. Bailey felt violated, the safe space they'd built threatened. "Why us?" she cried, cleaning up the mess. Jamie, ever resilient, replied, "Because we're visible. And that scares them. But we won't hide." Community rallied again, a cleanup crew forming spontaneously. Mia and her friends painted murals of unity on the walls, transforming scars into art. The incident drew media attention positively, a local news feature highlighting their perseverance. Donations poured in, allowing expansions, a coffee nook for gatherings. Romance flourished amid adversity. Jamie surprised Bailey with tickets to a concert in Chicago, Indigo Girls, icons of their shared world. The drive was magical, singing along to Highway's anthems. "This is us," Bailey said, hand in Jamie's. Back home, Sarah's shadow lingered. She messaged Bailey. "Saw your wedding pics. Happy for you?" "Not really. You ruined my life." Bailey blocked her, but the words stung, reopening wounds of betrayal. Seeking closure, Bailey wrote a letter, not to Sarah, but to herself, burning it in a bonfire ritual with Jamie. "Letting go," she said, flames dancing. Deeper emotions surfaced when Jamie confessed vulnerability. "Sometimes I fear you'll leave like Riley thought I would." Bailey cupped her face. "Never. You're my anchor." Their love evolved, intimate conversations under quilts, planning futures. A house with a big garage, maybe kids via adoption. Dreams felt attainable. But conflict arose internally. Bailey's job offered a promotion in New York. It's a chance to grow, she said excitedly. Jamie hesitated. But the shop? Our life here. The dilemma tore at them. Bailey weighed ambition against roots, echoing Sarah's choice. Nights of arguments followed, voices raised in passion. Don't make me choose, Bailey pleaded. Jamie softened. I won't. But think about us. In the end, Bailey declined. My heart's here with you, this community. Relief washed over Jamie, their reconciliation tender, reaffirming commitment. As winter neared, a humanitarian twist emerged. A storm hit, flooding nearby towns. Bailey and Jamie mobilized, using the truck to deliver supplies, towing stranded vehicles. Their efforts saved lives, earning town hero status. Even the rival mechanic grudgingly helped, barriers breaking. One rescue stood out, pulling a family from a ditch, including a young lesbian couple. You inspired us, they said. Bailey beamed, seeing the cycle of positivity. Drama peaked with a family revelation. Aunt Linda confessed. Your mom. She had feelings for a woman once before John. Kept it secret. Maybe that's why Dad understood. The admission humanized the past, adding layers to legacy. Spring brought renewal. The shop hosted its first Pride event, a festival of music, food, and stories. Hundreds attended, transforming the small town. Bailey and Jamie stood on stage, sharing their journey. Love isn't easy, Bailey said. But it's worth every storm. Applause thundered, hearts touched. Yet, biographic elements lingered. Jamie faced health issues, chronic fatigue from overwork. Bailey cared for her, roles reversing. Your turn to lean on me, she said. Recovery strengthened them, teaching balance. Summer vacations took them west, Grand Canyon, Pacific Coast Highway in the truck. Adventures forged unbreakable bonds. Returning, they adopted a rescue dog, naming him Johnny after Dad and Cash. Life felt full. But a final betrayal tested them. Becca, seeking redemption, approached with an offer. A book deal on Bailey's story. It could help so many. Bailey refused. My life isn't for sale. Becca persisted, leaking drafts online. Outrage ensued, privacy invaded again. Confronting her, Bailey said, friendship ends here. Learn boundaries. The scandal faded, but lessons endured. Trust selectively. As the years cycled, their love matured, deep, resilient, human. Another fall arrived, the cycle of seasons mirroring life's rhythms. Bailey and Jamie's relationship, tempered by trials, shone brighter. The shop was a beacon, mentoring programs thriving. Mia, now confident, came out to her family, crediting them. You showed me it's possible. Humanitarian efforts expanded. They partnered with national orgs for rural LGBTQ+ support. Bailey's designs went viral, a side hustle blooming into a brand. Romance remained the core. Anniversary trips, quiet evenings by the fire, reading poetry. Emily Dickinson gets it, Jamie mused. Love concealed, then revealed. Bailey nodded. But ours is free. Climax built subtly. Mark's wife left him, custody battles ensuing. Bailey supported, family closer than ever. We're in this together, she said. Then a letter arrived from Sarah. I'm sorry. Truly. Seeing your happiness made me reflect. Wish you well. Bailey forgave, closure complete. But the ultimate test came. Jamie's parents reached out years after disowning. We saw the news. Want to meet. The reunion in Austin was emotional. Tears, apologies, tentative hugs. We're proud, her mom said. Back home, Jamie glowed. Healing happens. The story's arc neared end. On Dad's birthday, Bailey drove the truck to his grave, Jamie beside her. Thanks, Dad, she whispered, placing flowers. For the message, the freedom. Jamie added. And for leading her to me. Their love, once hidden, now illuminated lives. Conflicts resolved, betrayals forgiven. Emotions raw but real. In a personnel touch, they married legally when laws shifted. A small ceremony with loved ones. Vows echoed. Through drama and joy, I choose you. The ending was humanistic. Not fairy tale perfect, but profoundly hopeful. Scars remained, but so did growth. Bailey reflected in her journal. Love's not without pain, but it's the light in the darkness. Years later, the truck passed Tamiya with a new note: "Love boldly." And so the legacy continued, a testament to hearts unbound.